ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Continuation to the last class is mechanism of blood clotting or blood clotting. Blood clotting or blood coagulation. This is the blood coagulation. What is the blood clotting means? Whenever the injuries are occurs to the blood vessel, within 3 to 5 minutes, if blood is subjected to clotting, by that way oozing of blood, if it is stopped, then that is said to be as the blood clotting or blood coagulation. Whenever to the blood vessel injuries are occurs, by the blood clotting procedure, this oozing of the blood, dropping of the blood or the loss of the blood can be prevented. By that way, volume of the blood is maintained constant during the injuries. So in that way, clotting of the blood during the injuries to stop, loss of the blood from the body is nothing but blood clotting. By the blood clotting procedure, we can achieve hemostasis. By the blood clotting procedure, we can maintain the hemostasis. Hemostasis means maintenance of constant volume of the blood inside of the body is said to be as the hemostasis. Hemo means blood. Hemo means blood. Stasis means constancy. By the blood clotting procedure, if we can maintain constant volume of the blood, then that is said to be as the hemostasis. Then how that kind of the blood is subjected to clotting, how that kind of the blood coagulation is taken place means, during the injuries, in blood plasma, several physiochemical changes are occurs. Several physiochemical changes are occurs. Due to that kind of the physiochemical changes, blood is subjected to clotting during the injuries, that maybe leads to stopping of the loss of the blood from the blood vessel. So what is the meaning of the physio? Means physical changes. Physical changes, chemical changes. Physiochemical means in blood plasma physical changes as well as chemical changes are occurs that leads to the formation of the blood clot near the injury. By that way, open area of the blood vessel is gets shielded. By that way, loss of the blood is gets prevented from the body. By that way, volume of the blood is maintained constant. Again, if in the case due to any reason, if the blood is not subjected to clotting, otherwise blood is delayed to get clotting, then that kind of the disease is said to be as the hemophilia. The disease is said to be as the hemophilia. If in the person blood clotting is gets delayed, blood is failed to get clot during the injuries, continuously oozing of the blood is taken place, or loss of the blood if it is occurs through the open area of the blood vessel, then that disease is said to be as the hemophilia. Then how this kind of the blood clotting is taken place? What are the principal steps which may be involved in the blood clotting means, or how many types of the blood clottings may be taken place means? First type of blood clotting mechanism is vasoconstriction. Is the first type of the clotting mechanism. Second type of the clotting mechanism is formation of platelet plug formation of platelet plug. Third one is formation of web of fibrin protein. Web of fibrin protein. Definitely, depending upon the diameter of injury, depending upon the magnitude of diameter of injury, loss of the blood is prevented by three mechanisms. Definitely, this is the one type of the blood clotting mechanism. This is also one. This is also one. Otherwise, we can say, depending upon the magnitude of diameter of injury, this loss of the blood from the blood vessel can be prevented by three ways. One is the vasoconstriction mechanism. Second, formation of the platelet plug. Third one is the formation of the web of fibrin protein. Then first mechanism is vasoconstriction. Whenever the injury is very small in size, whenever the small sized injuries are occurs to the blood vessel, then to prevent the loss of the blood from the blood vessel, definitely this vasoconstriction mechanism is gets operated. For example, in this particular case, very microscopic injuries occurs to the blood vessel, then this particular area of smooth muscle which is present in the wall of the blood vessel allows contraction. Definitely, if to the blood vessel microscopic opening is occurs, microscopic injuries occurs, then smooth muscle which is present in the wall of this site of blood vessel is allowed for contraction. As a result of this, diameter of blood vessel is decreases. Diameter of blood vessel is decreases near the injury. As a result of this, flow of the blood to the particular site of blood vessel is decreases. As a result of decreased diameter of blood vessel, flow of the blood towards this gets decreases. By that way, oozing of the blood through the microscopic opening is also gets prevented. Or in few cases, this muscle, smooth muscles are severely contracted. By that way, this blood vessel is completely gets closes here. Blood vessel is completely gets closes here. As a result of this, flow of the blood towards this is completely prevented. In that way, if to the blood vessel microscopic opening if it is occurs, microscopic injury if it is occurs to that kind of the blood vessel, then to prevent the loss of the blood, this vasoconstriction mechanism is a lot helpful to us. Vaso means blood vessel, constriction means decreased diameter. Definitely, due to the contraction of the smooth muscle in wall of blood vessel near the injury, diameter of blood vessel is decreases. By that way, flow of the blood towards this is also gets decreases. By that way, oozing of the blood is gets prevented. That is said to be as the vasoconstriction. That is the first mechanism which is a lot useful to us to prevent the loss of the blood during the injuries. Second mechanism is formation of platelet plug. Second mechanism is the formation of the platelet plug. Whenever the loss of the blood through the injury is not gets prevented by vasoconstriction mechanism, whenever it is not possible to prevent loss of the blood through the open area of blood vessel by vasoconstriction, then second mechanism, that is the formation of the platelet plug, is gets operated. Whenever this mechanism is not able to prevent loss of the blood through the open area of blood vessel, then only second method, that is the formation of the platelet plug, is gets operated. So definitely, whenever endothelium of blood vessel, just assume this is the endothelium. This is the endothelium. Whenever the endothelium of blood vessel is ruptured, whenever the collagen fibers are comes contact with the blood, whenever the endothelium of blood vessel is ruptured, whenever the endothelium of blood vessel is ruptured, whenever the collagen fibers are comes contact with the blood, then this platelet plug formation is possible. Definitely, whenever the loss of the blood by the vasoconstriction through the open area is not possible, then second mechanism, that is the platelet plug formation, is operated. Whenever the endothelium of blood vessel is ruptured, whenever the collagen fibers are comes contact with the blood, that must be leads to the platelet plug formation. So then what is the platelet plug formation means? Just assume this is the endothelium of blood vessel. Again, this is collagen fiber. This is the collagen fiber. These are the platelets which may be present in the blood. So this is the collagen fiber. These are the platelets. These are the platelets. At first, whenever the single collagen fiber is comes contact with the blood, single collagen fiber, where the collagen fibers are present? In wall of blood vessel. In wall of blood vessel, collagen fibers are present. Whenever single collagen fiber comes contact with the blood, then to this single collagen fiber, one platelet gets attaches. At first, one platelet gets attaches to the collagen fiber. By that way, collagen platelet complex is formed here. This is the platelet, this is the collagen fiber. At first, a single platelet is attaches to the collagen fiber. By that way, platelet collagen fiber complex is formed here, or collagen fiber platelet complex is formed here. This complex later releases sticky substances. This collagen fiber platelet complex later releases this sticky substances. Due to that, remaining platelets are attaches to platelet which is already attaches to the collagen fiber. Definitely just assume this is the one collagen fiber. This is the platelet. This is the collagen fiber, this is the platelet. At first to single collagen fiber, single platelet is attaches. Later, this collagen fiber platelet complex releases sticky substances. Due to that, remaining platelets attaches to platelet which is already attaches to the collagen fiber. Means here, single collagen fiber is directly attaches to the single platelet. To the platelet which is already attaches to the collagen fiber, remaining platelets are attaches. As a result of this, a complex is formed that is said to be as the platelet plug. In the platelet plug formation, how many number of the collagen fibers are involved means only one. How many number of the platelets are involved means many. So that only. So definitely single collagen fiber to which at first single platelet is attaches. Later, this collagen fiber platelet complex releases sticky substances. As a result of this, later remaining platelets are attaches to platelet which is already attaches to the collagen fiber. Means in the platelet plug, only one platelet is attaches to the collagen fiber. Remaining platelets are attaches to the platelet which is already attaches to collagen fiber like this. Just assume this is the one collagen fiber, this is the platelet. So to this kind of the platelet only, remaining platelets are attaches, but never remaining platelets are directly attaches to the collagen fiber. In that way, to the single collagen fiber, at first single platelet gets attaches. Later remaining platelets are attaches to the platelet which is already attaches to the collagen fiber. As a result of this, a complex gets formed. That complex is said to be as the platelet plug. So later this platelet plug seals that open area of blood vessel. By that way, oozing of the blood gets stopped here. Next, third step, third mechanism is formation of formation of web of fibrin protein. Formation of web of fibrin protein. This is the final mechanism to prevent loss of the blood from the open area of the blood vessel to maintain the constant volume of blood. If in the case oozing of the blood through the open area of blood vessel is not possible by platelet plug formation also. If it is not possible to prevent the oozing of the blood through the open area of blood vessel by platelet plug formation also, then third mechanism, that is the formation of the web of fibrin proteins, gets operated to stop oozing of the blood through the open area of blood vessel. Again, in formation of fibrin, web of fibrin protein, again there are principally 3 steps. This is a complex mechanism in which this thrombin fibers gets accumulated and finally they maybe leads to the formation of the blood clot. In the formation of web of fibrin protein, again there are 3 principal steps. What are the 3 principal steps means? One is formation of prothrombin activator. Prothrombin activator is the first step in formation of the web of fibrin protein. In the formation of the web of fibrin protein, again there are 3 steps. First step is the formation of the prothrombin activator. Second step, conversion of prothrombin into thrombin is the second step. Conversion of the prothrombin into thrombin. Again, third step, conversion of fibrinogen into fibrin fibers. So definitely the formation of the web of fibrin protein, there are principally 3 steps. One is the formation of prothrombin activator, second conversion of the prothrombin into thrombin, third conversion of the fibrinogen into fibrin fibers. Again, in the formation of the prothrombin activator, there are 2 pathways. One is the intrinsic pathway. First one is the intrinsic pathway. Second one is the extrinsic pathway. Again, in the formation of the prothrombin activator, there are 2 pathways. One is the intrinsic pathway, second one is the extrinsic pathway. Again, to betterly understand both intrinsic as well as extrinsic pathways, at first you have to know how many number of the blood clotting factors gets involved in the blood clotting procedure. How many number of the blood clotting factors involves in the blood clotting procedure, at first you have to know to betterly understand both extrinsic as well as intrinsic pathways. To betterly understand the blood clotting mechanism, to betterly understand the extrinsic as well as intrinsic pathways, at first we have to know what are the 13 factors which may be involved in blood clotting procedure in a sequence. So, what are the 13 factors means? We have to observe it in the form of the table. First name of factor, or serial number. In the second column we have to take name of factor. Third column, source. From where that is gets synthesized is the source. So in this case, first factor. The first factor, what is the name of the first factor means? Fibrinogen is the first blood clotting factor. It is synthesized from liver. It is gets synthesized from the liver. Second factor is prothrombin, is the second factor. It's also synthesized from the liver. Third factor is tissue thromboplastin. Tissue thromboplastin, that is the third factor, that is synthesized from damaged tissue and platelets. Tissue thromboplastin principally produced from damaged tissue of blood vessel and platelets. Damaged platelets also. Fourth factor, calcium plus 2 ions, their source, diet of food material. Through the diet of the person, calcium plus 2 ions are reaches into the body. Fifth factor, proaxillerin or labile factor or accelerator globulin. This is also called as accelerator globulin. Proaxillerin or labile factor or accelerator globulin is the fifth factor. It is synthesized from liver. It is synthesized from liver. Fifth factor is also synthesized from the liver. Again, sixth factor is axillerin. Sixth factor is axillerin, but unfortunately it is eliminated are deleted from the list of blood clotting factors nowadays. It is also synthesized from liver, but nowadays it is deleted. Sixth factor is deleted from the list of blood clotting factors nowadays. Next, seventh factor. Seventh factor, proconvertin or stable factor, that is also synthesized from liver. That is also synthesized from liver. Again, eighth factor is antihemophilic factor A. That's also synthesized from liver. Ninth factor is Christmas factor or plasma thromboplastin component. This is also synthesized from liver. Again, 10th factor is Stewart-Faber factor. That's also synthesized from liver. Again, 11th factor, plasma thromboplastin antecedent, also synthesized from liver. Again, 12th factor, Hedgeman's factor, that's also synthesized from liver. 13th factor, fibrin stabilizing factor. Fibrin stabilizing factor, that is synthesized from platelets. That is synthesized from platelets. So to betterly understand both extrinsic as well as intrinsic pathways for getting the formation of the prothrombin activator substance, at first you have to know what are the 13 factors which maybe gets involved in blood clotting procedure. So of the 13 factors, first factor is fibrinogen, it is synthesized from the liver. Second factor is prothrombin, that's also synthesized from the liver. Third factor is tissue thromboplastin, that is synthesized from the damaged tissue and damaged blood vessel during the injury. Fourth factor is calcium plus 2 ions, that is principally reaches to the body through the diet of the person. Fifth factor is the proaxillerin or labile factor or accelerator globulin. Sixth factor is axillerin. This is deleted from the list of blood clotting factors nowadays. You should remember, sixth factor, that is the axillerin, is deleted from the list of blood clotting factors nowadays. Seventh factor is a proconvertin or stable factor, that is synthesized from the liver. Eighth factor is anti-hemophilic factor A, that's also synthesized from the liver. Ninth factor is a Christmas factor or plasma thromboplastin component, that's also synthesized from the liver. 10th factor is Stewart-Power factor, that's also synthesized from the liver. 11th factor is plasma thromboplastin antecedent. Plasma thromboplastin antecedent, that's also synthesized from the liver. 12th factor is Hedgeman's factor, that's also synthesized from the liver. 13th factor is the fibrin stabilizing factor, that is principally synthesized from the platelets of blood here. These 13 factors are activated in an cascade fashion during the blood clotting procedure to successfully form the blood clot to prevent the loss of the blood through the open blood vessel. Then what is the meaning of the cascade fashion? Cascade fashion. Definitely, this 13 blood clotting factors are gets activated in an cascade fashion during the blood clotting procedure. What is the meaning of the cascade? Means one after another, if this blood clotting factors gets activated, in order to get successfully form the blood clot to prevent the injury is said to be as the cascade fashion. This kind of the blood clotting factors, if they maybe gets activated one after another, and finally if this blood clot formation is successfully taken place, then that is said to be as the cascade fashion. Next, how that kind of the prothrombin activator is gets formed by the extrinsic as well as intrinsic pathway means, definitely to betterly observe this blood clotting procedure, to betterly understand this blood clotting procedure, definitely first step, that is the prothrombin activator have to be observed. First step in formation of the web of fibrin protein, that is the prothrombin activator formation. Prothrombin activator formation or formation of prothrombin activator. Prothrombin activator substance can be formed by two ways. One is the extrinsic pathway, second intrinsic pathway. Prothrombin activator substance can be formed either by extrinsic pathway or by the intrinsic pathway. Then what is the extrinsic pathway means? Whenever the complete wall of blood vessel is ruptured, whenever the complete wall of blood vessel is ruptured, including tunica externa, that is the outermost layer of blood vessel, is also ruptured, then prothrombin activator substances gets formed by the extrinsic pathway. Whenever the complete wall of blood vessel is ruptured, then prothrombin activator substance is formed by the extrinsic pathway. Means whenever the complete wall of blood vessel is ruptured, then from the ruptured wall of blood vessel, then from the damaged tissue of blood vessel, tissue thromboplastin. Tissue thromboplastin, that is the third factor, gets synthesized here. Tissue thromboplastin gets synthesized from the damaged blood vessel wall. That is the third factor. This is nothing but third factor. This tissue thromboplastin immediately activate. That is the seventh factor, that is proconvertin. Activate seventh factor, that is the stable factor, that is the proconvertin factor. Later seventh factor activate the 10th factor. Activate 10th factor, that is the Stewart power factor. Later activated 10th factor involved in formation of prothrombin activator. Finally, by the involvement of the 10th factor, that is the Stewart power factor, this prothrombin activator substance gets formed here. Means how the prothrombin activator substance gets formed by extrinsic pathway. Means whenever the complete wall of blood vessel is ruptured, this damaged blood vessel releases or synthesizes or produces tissue thromboplastin, that is the third factor, into the blood. Later this tissue thromboplastin activate seventh factor, that is the proaxillerin or stable proconvertin or stable factor. Later activated seventh factor activate 10th factor, that is the Stewart power factor. Later activated 10th factor involved in the synthesis of the prothrombin activator substance. Here the important objective question is that what is the factor which is at first activated in extrinsic pathway for formation of the prothrombin activator substance? Means seventh factor gets activated at first. Tissue thromboplastin is not gets activated, that is directly produced from damaged blood vessel wall, that immediately gets activate seventh factor, that is the first activated factor in the extrinsic pathway. Later activated seventh factor activate the 10th factor. Later activated 10th factor involved in the formation of prothrombin activator substance. In this way, by extrinsic pathway finally prothrombin activator gets formed. Then second pathway is intrinsic pathway. By intrinsic pathway also this prothrombin activator substance gets formed here. Second way is the intrinsic pathway. By intrinsic pathway also prothrombin activator substance is finally formed. Then when there is the chance to begin this intrinsic pathway, when this intrinsic pathway begins means whenever the endothelium of blood vessel is ruptured, whenever the collagen fibers comes contact with the blood of the person, just assume this is the endothelium. Whenever the endothelium of blood vessel gets ruptured, whenever the collagen fibers comes contact with the blood of the person, then intrinsic pathway begins to form the prothrombin activator substance. Prothrombin activator substance formation is occurs by the intrinsic pathway whenever the endothelium of blood vessel is ruptured, whenever the collagen fibers of wall of the blood vessel comes contact with the blood of the person, then only intrinsic pathways gets begin to form the prothrombin activator substance. Definitely you have to remember differences between these two. Extrinsic pathway is gets begin whenever complete wall of blood vessel is gets ruptured to form the prothrombin activator. Intrinsic pathway is gets begin whenever only endothelium of blood vessel is ruptured, whenever only collagen fibers are comes contact with the blood of the person. So whenever the collagen fibers comes contact with the blood of the person, then immediately this activate 12th factor, that is the Hedgeman's factor. Whenever the collagen fibers comes contact with the blood of the person, immediately that activate 12th factor, that is the Hedgeman's factor. This collagen fibers, whenever they comes contact with the blood, that immediately activate 12th factor, that is said to be as the Hedgeman's factor. Later Hedgeman's factor activate 10th factor, that is the Stewart power factor. Activated 10th factor later induces synthesis of prothrombin activator. Prothrombin activator substance. Means in intrinsic pathway also finally prothrombin activator is gets synthesized. In extrinsic pathway also finally prothrombin activator substance is synthesized. But in the intrinsic pathway, what is the first factor which is gets activated? That is the 12th factor. But in the extrinsic pathway, the first activated factor is the 7th factor. You should remember, extrinsic pathway is operated to synthesize prothrombin activator whenever the complete wall of blood vessel is ruptured. In this mechanism, first 7th factor is activated, that activate the 10th factor to get to synthesize the prothrombin activator substance. Intrinsic pathway is gets begin or operated whenever the endothelium of blood vessel is ruptured, whenever the collagen fibers are comes contact with the blood of the person, then only intrinsic pathway is gets operated to form the prothrombin activator substance. In this case, this collagen fibers, whenever they comes contact with the blood, that activate the 12th factor, that is the Hedgeman's factor. Later that activate the 10th factor. Later 10th factor involved in the synthesis of prothrombin activator substance. In that way, either by the extrinsic pathway or by the intrinsic pathway, at first prothrombin activator substance is gets formed here. In both cases also, for formation of this prothrombin activator substance, calcium plus 2 ions must be required. For the extrinsic pathway as well as for the intrinsic pathway, for both cases also finally to form the prothrombin activator substance, calcium plus 2 ions must be required. In absence of calcium plus 2, prothrombin activator substance synthesis is not taken place here. So that only for both extrinsic as well as intrinsic pathways, to finally form the prothrombin activator substance, calcium must be required.